So, hi there guys and welcome back to Boat McRill. Well, it's pretty dark outside, it's late Friday afternoon and I haven't had a single drop of time to be up here this week. But, of course, I'm not gonna have you hanging for a whole week. So I'm just up here trying to do some of the stuff that I was supposed to do this week. And one of those things are to check out the fiberglassing I did up in the bow. So another little thing, if you check right down here right now, I have a little link here. That's my new web page, and also right now you can find my new Facebook to the business that I have started over here in Sweden. So if you live in the Stockholm area and want help with your boat, check out Björklund's Båtakut. You're welcome to give me a call. I'm opening up the business on 1st of November. I do everything from engine service to fiberglass work, wood interior work, whatever you want to need help with. Check out the web page and my Facebook. Also, another little thing that I want to hint you about again for my Swedish viewers are my collaboration with Epoxy Online. Up until the last of November, they have 10% off on all of their epoxy products and stuff if you use the code Boat McRill. So if you're one of my Swedish viewers and want to buy some great epoxy products, check out their page. You have a link down below in the description and of course here on the screen too. This is the result from the fiberglassing I did 2 weeks ago. I've strengthened up the bow part here. So that's how it looks right now. I have of course some sanding and cutting away some of the fiberglass that I didn't coat with resin. Oh, so as you can see then, this area here is pretty much done. I've sanded it off. It's some small imperfections here and there, but I will take care of that later when it's time to flow coat this area, or actually I'm gonna use a paint called Don Boline. It's from International and it's a bilge paint. Up to a certain level in here I will use that. The next thing I'm actually gonna do in here is to try and figure out where I can have the sole in here. In here is the sleeping area, and under here I'm gonna have a bow thruster. I'm also gonna build up kind of new sole in here under the sleeping area. I'm also gonna make sure that to have area for a battery up here that's connected to the battery bank. So I'm gonna have a plus and minus lead coming up here to a separate battery that goes to the bow thruster. That's some of the stuff that I'm gonna have to do, but I'm gonna have to figure out more or less where the bow thruster tunnel is going to go, and that's something I'm gonna try and figure out tomorrow. It's not a big hurry because that's gonna come in the future, but if I have a approximately position for the tunnel, I can also measure out and pre-make the floors that the lower sole here is gonna be built on. So then guys, it's Saturday afternoon and we are back up here to do the last little things before I can render this movie. Here somewhere in this area, the tunnel for the bow thruster is supposed to be. The center of the bow thruster's tunnel can't be less than, on my type, because I got a bow 55 and that's a 150 millimeter tunnel, 15 centimeters. It cannot be less than half of the diameter from down here up to the lower side of the tunnel. And in 150 millimeters, that's 75 millimeters or 7.5 centimeters. So what you know is you can't go lower than that with a tunnel. I also checked another boat here on the yard. There is another Albin 30 here in the yard, and he has a bow thruster, and his lower portion of the tunnel, he got somewhere around 21 centimeter from the bow here up to the lower part, and that build up about 15 centimeters, and then you're still well under the waterline. So I think I'm gonna go for how he has his tunnel. So I'm gonna start out with measuring the underside of the tunnel. Gonna be about 21 or 22 centimeters down here from the keel here. And that would definitely make a mark right there. And if you put half of 15 centimeters, would be 7.5. Would actually make the center of it somewhere right there. But of course, gonna have to have a certain amount from this end over here up to where the center of the bow thruster's tunnel in this length too. And I know he has about 54 centimeters from the bow here, center right here. As I said, this is just a extremely non-scientific way to do this, because there is actually, I'm sorry if you hear the wind, it's kind of started to pick up. I got about 30 down here centimeters or 300 millimeters, and from the center of the bow thruster and up here somewhere it's about 60 or 600 millimeters. In that case I will end up pretty good way from the waterline, because you don't want to be too close to the waterline. If you are, you will get a lot of cavitation and air sucked in and stuff like that, and you don't want that, because that lowers the efficiency of the bow thruster. So somewhere around here then gonna be the area where the bow thruster is. But anyway, this is just gonna be a hole to make sure that I can find the area on the inside. So I'm gonna use my drill and a drill bit for metal. So then right here are the first pilot hole. So then guys, it's pretty hard to see. Here are the area, and down here is the hole. And what I can figure out by that is that we get plenty of space up to this area over here. I get at least 13 centimeters up there, and I need 7.5 for the tunnel. Also get plenty of room downwards. So the only thing I'm actually thinking about is maybe bring it a little bit further down, but problem, I was thinking about how to support the tunnel from underneath, but I might not need to do that. The tunnel inside here where the bow thruster is gonna rest on is just extremely short. It's 35 or 350 millimeters, and that's over 2 times the diameter of the tunnel, and in between 2 times to 4 times the diameter. And if I need to support this from the other side, it's not a big issue to build a couple of supports or a support in the middle that you can fiberglass in here as follows the curvature of the bow thruster tunnel, and just let it rest in. So that's not a big issue. I would love to build some sort of floor thing that goes from about here up to this area here. And I want it approximately 15 centimeters from the edge of the bow thruster, so that would make 15 plus 7.5, that's 22.5 centimeters. So somewhere around here. Doesn't give me much, doesn't give me huge amount of area here, but what do you say, guys? I'm thinking about this having somewhere from here up here. It can actually lean on this, but if I build some kind of support here too, I can actually widen that so I can have a piece of plywood that I can lift, that can open up for the bow thruster. Confident, and I want your comments about the idea here to have a fixed sole up here and a fixed sole in the back, and an area in front and back of the tunnel here where it's open, where I can put down a plywood lid or whatever you want to call it that goes around the bow thruster. If you enjoyed my videos, please give me a little like, a thumbs up, hit the subscription button down on your right side, and of course put the notification bell on all so you don't miss any of my future videos. I'm gonna hint you right now, I might also pick up on another YouTube channel a little bit later on for my Swedish viewers. That's a YouTube channel that's gonna be in connection with my new business. Take care and see you next week instead. Bye everyone.